Okay, so you missed the open enrollment deadline. I get it. That moment of panic is real. But listen, let's just take a breath. This is not a dead end. Think of it more like a project management problem. And the great thing about problems like this, there's a system to solve them. We're going to talk about a backdoor strategy, a clear step-by-step process to get you covered. Look, in project management, a missed deadline isn't a total failure. It's just a trigger to launch the contingency plan. And when it comes to your health insurance, trust me, we have a very clear, systematic approach to get you from uninsured all the way back to covered. Did you miss that window? Doesn't matter if it was for your plan at work or on the ACA marketplace. If that's you, then you are absolutely in the right place because we're about to map out your next steps. So let's talk about these two backdoor pathways. Think of them as two different systems you can use to get covered in the middle of the year. Think of it like this. The main entrance to get standard ACA-compliant health insurance is, well, locked for most of the year. To get in outside of that normal window, you can't just walk up to the door. You need a special key. And that key, well, that's our first and best contingency plan. And that brings us right to pathway number 1, the SEP system. This is our ideal workflow, It's the official by-the-book way to unlock that door, but only if you meet a very specific set of criteria. So, what is this special key? It's something called a special enrollment period. Basically, it's a temporary window that unlocks enrollment just for you. But, and this is a big but, it can only be triggered by something called a qualifying life event, or QLE. So, what in the world qualifies as a life event? We are talking about major, significant changes here. The most common one is losing your health coverage, maybe from leaving a job, but it also includes big household changes. Getting married, having a baby, getting divorced, or even moving to a new state. Take a good hard look at this list. If one of these sounds like your situation, you have just found your pathway. Now this brings us to the most critical, non-negotiable milestone in this whole project. 60 days. And listen, this isn't some fuzzy guideline. It is a hard, strict deadline. The second that qualifying life event happens, a 60-day countdown timer starts. You have precisely 60 days to get your documents in, prove that the event happened, and actually complete your enrollment. If you miss that window, that door slams shut and locks again until the next open enrollment. So the takeaway here is simple. If you have a QLE, your project is on a critical, time-sensitive path. You have to act. But what if you don't have one of those life events? What then? Well, that's when we move to our contingency plan. This is pathway 2, what I call the bridge strategy. At the heart of this strategy is something called a short-term medical plan, and it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's temporary coverage. It's designed to be a bridge to get you from where you are now to the next open enrollment. Now, you have to know this. These plans are not ACA compliant. What does that mean? It means they can turn you down for pre-existing conditions, and they don't have to cover the same list of essential benefits. And because these plans aren't as robust, they're going to have some major gaps. They might not cover certain things, or they might leave you with huge out-of-pocket costs if something bad happens. So here's the strategy part. You don't just get the one plan. So what we do is strategically stack other smaller insurance policies right on top of it to plug those specific holes. What are we stacking exactly? Well, you might add a hospital indemnity plan. That pays you a set amount of cash for every day you're in a hospital. Or you could add a critical illness policy, which pays you a big lump sum of cash if you have a major diagnosis, like a heart attack or a stroke. And then there are accident-only policies to help with costs from a sudden injury. See, each layer is designed to fix a very specific and potentially very expensive financial problem. This is the perfect way to visualize it. I love this gears analogy. The short-term plan, that's your big main gear. It's providing that major catastrophic protection. But the supplemental policies, those are the smaller specialized gears that lock in and work with it. Altogether, they create this one functional system that's designed to manage your financial risk until you can hop back onto a full-blown ACA-compliant plan. Okay, we've defined the problem, we've looked at the risks, and we've mapped out 2 very clear workflows. Now we're at the final project gate, making the actual decision. Let's look at the matrix. This chart really boils it all down. It's pretty simple. Look at strategy 1. Is it for you? Well, did you have a big life change recently? If yes, that's your play. But remember that crucial detail, the strict 60-day deadline. Now look at strategy 2. This is best if you don't have a life event and you're generally healthy. The key thing to remember here, it excludes pre-existing conditions, so you have to be honest with yourself about your health risks. So here it is, your action plan, boiled down to 3 simple steps. Step 1. Look back over the last 2 months. Assess. Did you have a qualifying life event? Step 2. If the answer is yes, then your one and only priority is that 60-day clock. Go, get it done. Step 3. If the answer is no, then your mission is to build that short-term bridge. Start researching your options for that stacking strategy. And this quote just nails the whole philosophy behind that second strategy. Look, the goal isn't to perfectly replicate an amazing ACA plan in the middle of the year. That's not realistic. The goal is to take back control. It's about looking at your specific financial risks and then pulling the right levers, the short-term plan, the supplemental policies, to manage that exposure until you get back to the main road. Look, we've laid out the entire blueprint. We've talked through both protocols and the action plan. So that feeling you had of being stuck, that can be over right now. You have a system, you have a plan. The only thing left to do is take that first step. So which pathway is it going to be for you?